Let's review the Cookie Run Kingdom and K-pop Demon Hunter collaboration, because I have some thoughts. What's gonna be below me is my polls for the three girls, so hopefully you enjoy that while I yap. All the visuals are stunning. They never miss with that. Cookie Run Kingdom, you guys are great at the artwork, the style. You really did my girls and the Sasha boys great. When you first download the game, the loading screen for Derpy and Susie, I think the bird's name is, I don't know, I'll put it here somewhere, but the loading screen is just, it's beautiful. The actual like menu screen with the girls is just absolutely beautiful, stunning. Can't stress enough how amazing this artwork is. There's sort of like story mode that they include, a retelling, basically. At first, I thought it was alright, like it was fine, but story mode really disappointed me. Was not a fan. They cut out how it's done, free, and what it sounds like. I don't know why they did that at all, because K-pop Demon Hunters is a very musically driven story. Every single song has a meaning, and if you cut out certain songs, the story's not gonna make any sense. I get that we have like people who have already watched the movie playing this game, but you also just have people from just like who play Cookie Run Kingdom and who might not like know the story. But if you're attracting an audience that has already watched this movie and you're doing a retelling of said story, like confuse people as to why you couldn't do the whole story as it is. It's basically just a retelling but set in Cookie Run Kingdom. Certain changes I didn't mind. For example, Derpy and can't remember what the other cookie was. The very funny interaction. I really did enjoy that. That was fine. Like you could have your own spin on things. However, certain things very much bothered me. I'm gonna put this right here. The voice acting was great. I know people had like a sort of issue with Mira's voice being a bit too deep. I actually found that pretty funny. Girls' voice lines made me laugh. Like most of them like were great. But aside from that, what bothered me is one point in the story, me, Mira, Zoe, and then I can't remember exactly the context, but this is a retelling, but suddenly Mira and Zoe are like, we must hide all our faults and fears. And that was like so sudden. Like I don't remember them ever being this upfront or being like so stern on like, oh, we gotta hide our faults and fears. It's so blatantly told that it's very jarring to the story. You know who I do remember having that sort of stern, we must hide our faults and fears? Celine. I remember that very clearly. But she is not mentioned by name in this story. She is only known as Rumi's mentor. I'm guessing they did that because then they'd have to make a cookie of her, and no one wants a cookie of Celine, obviously. To have Mira and Zoe be so more blatant in them saying, we must hide our faults and fears, that really bugged me. And especially in like Rumi's reaction in the actual like story, she's like, just kind of like, what? Bugged me the most is at the end when Rumi's like confronting the Sasha boys and Guima. They decide to, of course, be like, okay, like we're facing our like fears and I'm showing the truth or whatever, and they sing Golden instead of this is how it sounds like. This is what it sounds like is such an integral part of the story and is not a truthful song. Not hiding like now I'm shining like I'm born to be. Like that is not true at that point in the story in the movie. Rumi, and to an extent Mira and Zoe, are lying throughout that song because their insecurities are still very much there. So to sing the song that is still rooted in insecurity instead of this is what it sounds like when everything's revealed, everything's on the table, that is a very bad decision.